So now we want to do a quick introduction into the different sort of just workspaces that you can create in Adobe products and in Premiere. And all of the time-based products are going to have the same general kind of sort of look to them. So they're going to have kind of a basic sort of system that you're going to get used to, and you'll get the hang of it. So again, if I open up Premiere now and just click New Project, it's going to give me a lot of options that I can go through and choose. And so I usually tell people just to go ahead and like just create kind of a basic project to begin with, and we'll go ahead and replace the one that was there. And so now you're going to see this whole big like set of palettes. I call these little like, you know, sort of drop down menus and palettes that happen here. And again, every Adobe product's going to have palettes. It's going to have tools. So in this case, the tools live right here. There's not a lot of them in Premiere, which is great if you go into something like, you know, Photoshop. There's a lot of tools. This Premiere just has a few here. So the tools are going to kind of be in different places. And then you're also going to have these menus up at the top that will let you select things, and you can drop down these menus. If you click on them, there'll be options there. There's always multiple places and ways to get your hands on the things you want to do in After Effects or Premiere or any of these programs. So just kind of keep that in mind, that you're going to have palettes, you're going to have drop down menus, you're going to have tools. So sometimes you're going to have these things I call twirl downs, which are little places where you can twirl down and dig deeper into messing around with different variables. And then I also, these little squares up here that are that you'll see that kind of, you know, next to a palette. I call that a hamburger, which I stole from someone else off the internet. But basically the hamburger will give you a lot of options for that particular palette. So just click the hamburger and it'll kind of show you, you know, what other options are available for that particular palette. So that's Intro to Workspace. Remember that the workspaces can be changed. So if you're ever like confused, you can go in here to Window, and you can look around and be like, oh, okay, I lost, you know, I lost all my effects controls. Like, I don't know where those went, right? So you can always go in here and click on that. And, you know, like if for some reason you accidentally close something, you know, and it does this kind of a thing, just remember you can double click it and it'll usually send it back to the way it was. So if you click on something on accident and it opens it up kind of by itself, you know, something like this happens, just double click it again and it should snap it back to the window. But you can always go in here to Window, and if you don't see a little check mark, then you know, okay, I can turn this on, and it'll give me like these scopes will show up here in this palette if I check that window. The other thing to know is that there are these things called workspaces, which you'll find here. And the workspaces are just kind of like prearranged presets of how these palettes are all laid out, right? So if you're going to do something really simple, you know, really basic, like only doing really audio or something like that, you click this one, and that'll just give you the palettes that Adobe thinks you're going to need for that. And so you go to Workspaces, you can go in here and mess around with this. You can do like, you know, for you know, this kind of a thing, you can, it'll just change the way that they're oriented. I always just go with kind of the basic the essentials one, and then you can change it around as you need it. You can also save custom workspaces, which is pretty advanced, so we'll wait on that and deal with it later. And so within the workspace here, you know, you're going to have, this is like your timeline, so you'll see this in Premiere and After Effects and things like that. You'll have a timeline. You're also going to have like a project panel, which is where all of the assets that you're going to dump into this program are going to go. So you're going to see those listed there. You're going to have like an effects kind of a palette here that you can get into, and then some other ones that are available here too. And when you select a clip, it'll often play here in the preview, in the play area. So so that's the basics of what you need to know just to kind of get yourself oriented around this. Just remember, if you're ever lost, you know, try the hamburger or try the drop down menu. Remember that there are workspaces and the window thing that you can use to save you if you kind of lose something, and just always make sure you're paying attention to which tool you have selected if you're trying to do something and it just doesn't seem like it's working right. So that should get you going just to get started. We'll move into some actual like importing and using footage now.